We built Midpoint because the process of setting these pieces of infrastructure up now is slow and cumbersome, and the actual act of hosting those nodes isn't fun to do. So what Midpoint actually is a series of atomic components known as sources and tasks, each of which listen for a particular thing to happen or take some corresponding action. By chaining these sources and tasks together, you can build tons of different kinds of off-chain workflows, including oracles, bridges, price feeds, and stuff like that. So as an example, if I was to build a midpoint that listens for a particular event to be emitted, makes an HTTP request, and then posts the response back on chain, I've built an oracle. And the beauty of Midpoint is that all these different pieces of infrastructure are nothing more than a simple JSON file for each of these components and a path that links them together. And I'm going to show a quick demo of that here.
We're going to build an oracle that gets Filecoin miner recognition. One command, we can initialize all the files needed to define our oracle. We start with a start point. This tells our midpoint to listen for requests on hyperspace at this contract, expecting the caller to pass us the miner ID, a make HTTP task, which tells our midpoint to make a call to the fillrep endpoint using the miner ID from the source, and to extract the score found at this JSON path, and finally, a transact task, which tells our midpoint to take the score and post it back on chain at this address. Finally, we have a path object, which tells our midpoint how to link the source and the two tasks. Publishing this midpoint is as simple as running midpoint publish. Now, we have a live oracle that is serving requests.
All right, and I don't have a live demo here, but what that showed is how in under 60 seconds, you could spin up an oracle that is live on Filecoin serving requests. And what I would have shown in that demo is that was a pretty simple oracle. It just called a publicly available endpoint. But if you wanted to call an endpoint that's a little bit more complex, say Google Maps, you need to authenticate, you want to pass in multiple parameters, you can do that just by changing the JSON file of that HTTP object. An even more complex oracle, something that needs OAuth, you can just chain multiple HTTP requests together. And Midpoint isn't just oracles. With Midpoint, you can build price feeds, you can build data bridges, you can build things that listen for on-chain events and send you notifications. And everything I just showed and talked about is live today. Run those 3 commands, you'll have an oracle set up on Filecoin. Thank you.